Hi everyone, in this video we're going to take a look at the new Ostinato traffic generator which is now available in VIRL. So we now have a new icon in our palette for the Ostinato container image, which we can then place into our simulation, just like any other device, and wire into our network. Now because this is a container, it's very light. The footprint is only about 8 meg, so it's a very small image. Now the traffic generator, which is also known as a drone, is both a sender and a receiver, hence why we've got 3 of these devices, because we're going to be sending traffic from one device and receiving on another. Now we still need to configure these devices to add them into our network, so we can get AutoNetKit to do that generation for us. And when we take a look at the configuration, down here at the bottom we can see the various route entries which are required in order to be able to have our container have communication with the other devices in our network. So similarly, we can see those configuration entries there. Now we're going to be using the Ostinato front end to talk to the drones, the generators, and for this I'm actually placing my containers into the shared flat management network. So I'll have direct communication from my laptop where I'm running the front end to the drones that are running inside my VIRL VM over that shared flat network. In addition, I'm giving each container a static IP address by using this extension function. So I'm setting an extension called static_IP, so static_IP, and an IP address in the shared flat network, so 172.16.1. In this case 33. So I've spun up my topology, and now we're going to get ready to configure my traffic streams. So we're going to be using the Ostinato front end. Now I can get that from going to the website ostinato.org and clicking on download. And that's going to grab both the drone and the front end, the client side. Now for what we're doing, we already have the drone deployed in our container, but we're going to be using the front end. And here it is. So what I'm going to be doing is removing the port group and adding a port group. So this is going to be the IP address of my drone, so 172.16.1.31, and the port is 7878, and we want to see a green status symbol coming up there. So now we're going to add in the other drones, so we're repeating the operation, just changing the IP address, 32 and .33. Good, we've got green across the board there, and then we can see the ports that Ostinato is then able to control. Now in our case, we're going to be sending traffic out of the port 1. So we need to create a stream, and we want that settings option there. And now we have all of the various fields that we can manipulate. So we're going to set up for sending an IP packet, so we want to set our frame type to Ethernet 2, and our layer 3 is an IPv4 type. Now here you can see we need destination and source MAC address. We also need the source and destination IP address. So we need to populate the ARP caches. So we can go in and just logging into the Ostinato LXC, and the password is Cisco, and then pinging is going to then obviously trigger the ARP operations and populate all of the various caches. So I'm just sending traffic to the 2 destinations I'm going to be sending traffic from Ostinato from. So we can see the MAC address there. But obviously running around the network and trying to pick up all the MAC addresses is a bit of a pain. So we can actually use the live visualization tool to do this for us. So the live visit's up, and if we select the collect ARP option, the data that's returned includes, there we have it, the source and destination MAC addresses that we need. So we can literally just copy that and use that in the Ostinato protocol setup. So there's our destination MAC, and that's going to be for the iOS v1, and our source MAC. Now we can set up our source IP address. So that's of my Ostinato traffic generator. And the destination, so this is the Ostinato traffic generator that I'm trying to send to, so that's the Ostinato-2 device. Next thing is we want to set up the stream control. So here we're going to say, well, how many packets do I want in the stream? And what rate do I want to send the packets? Okay, so we have to have both fields set, how many packets and the rate that we're sending those packets. Good, so that's it basically. Other thing, of course, is, well, what's the frame size? So I'm going to change that to 100 bytes. All set, press OK. And we must press apply, right? Must press apply. So we're going to be sending traffic from Ostinato 1 across to Ostinato 2. And of course we want to see the statistics from that. So there's the statistics window, so we just resize that. There's the frame, and you can see we've got statistics on all of our ports, which can be a bit overwhelming. So we really just want the source and destination ports that we're sending to. So using this filter, we can then just select the 2 ports that we're interested in. And we can use that Thunderbolt icon just to clear the statistics. And then when we select that column, that then identifies the port that we're going to be sending from. And as you can see, we're now getting traffic from port 1 going to the port on the drone 2. So from Ostinato drone 1 to Ostinato drone 2. And we asked for 1,000 packets, and we got 1,000 packets across. Now I want to do something where I actually want to send 2 different streams at the same time. So we've changed the port mode to interleaved, and now I'm going to clone my traffic stream and then modify it. So I've cloned the traffic stream, and it's useful just to be able to set a different name. So that's to drone 2, and this is to drone 3, and we're going to modify the packet stream now. So the protocol setup is basically the same. We leave our MAC addresses alone, but we're going to change the destination IP address. So there it is, it's 128.2 that we're sending to this time round. Now I also want to modify my packet size. So instead of being 100 bytes, we're going to set that to 1500 bytes. And we also are going to modify the stream control. So I don't want to send the same rate. So we're slowing that down. So it's instead of being 100 packets a second, it's going to be 20 packets a second within that stream. So we've added that stream, and we obviously would like to see the packets arriving. So we have to add the port to the statistics view. There it is. And we can reset the counters, or we can use the reset all. And then we're again selecting that column, which is our source. We must again press apply because we've made changes, selecting our source and pressing the play button. And now we're seeing traffic going across both to Ostinato 2 and Ostinato 3 drones. So there's traffic flowing from 1 via the routers through the switch out through to Ostinato 2 on the left-hand side and Ostinato 3 on the right-hand side. And if we log into the switch in the middle and we look at the interface statistics, we can now see that there is traffic flowing across those ports. And obviously we're seeing the statistics as the packets are arriving. Now, as we've seen, setting up this traffic streams is somewhat involved, so it's very helpful to be able to save the streams. But you have to bear in mind, if you shut down the simulation, start it up again, the chances are you're going to get different source and destination MAC addresses. So we will need to reapply the streams, but then modify the source and destination MAC address to the new MAC addresses that are being used.